Femi Adesina was asked how many killer herdsmen have been arrested. The recent happenings concerning the Fulani herdsmen continues to draw questions and controversies. This story continues to make the headlines as Nigerians seek for a response from the federal government concerning the Fulani herdsmen crisis. President Muhammadu Buhari's Media and Publicity Secretary Femi Adesina was invited on air by Channels Television to give answers to questions concerning the crisis. When asked how many of these killer herdsmen have been arrested, this was his response, saying, "I don't have that figure at my fingertips, but I remember the vice president made that figure available in the past and it was in hundreds." Concerning calling Fulani's killer herdsmen, he said, "It is anomalous to say a whole ethnic group are killers. It is not right to stereotype a whole ethnic group. Every ethnic group has its own bad egg." The absolute audacity of this man. Oh my God. Okay. He continues and he was asked how many of the hundreds of arrested herdsmen have been convicted. He answered, "That is a very good question." And he says, "I wouldn't know because the executive doesn't convict. It is the judiciary that convicts." But why shouldn't you know this? If you are, the aid for media and publicity, whatever, you're meant to know these statistics. You're meant to effectively, efficiently answer questions and do not give "I don't know." At the end of the day, I feel like we as Nigerians, we need to be hot on these people. We need to analyze everything that they say. So whenever they're coming on interviews, they will know that you can't just give these people BS answers and they will just take it like that. What? Because at the end of the day, they've been arrested, but have they been convicted? That is the whole thing. And it's like, given the history of the country, given who your president is and how he has been effective in making sure, and in attacking ethnic groups, it doesn't make sense. It's the audacity for him to say it is anomalous to say a whole ethnic group are killers. Of course, why is he giving PC answers? Who asked for your politically correct answers? It is not right to stereotype a whole ethnic group. But then, if anything happens, you're going to blame it on IPOP. You're going to blame it on Biafrans. You're going to blame it on, Nnamdi Kanu. Like, nah. You're the help of media and publicity, whatever. You are someone that's meant to control the narrative, but you're not doing your job. So I don't understand. All these ineffective, mediocre answers, we just can't be taking these things. I think we need to be on their necks again, because that's actually happening right now. Because on Twitter, #Occupy Lekki Tollgate, and people are now going back to actually fight and be like, you can't reopen this place. And I feel like that's the same energy we should have when we are attacking these politicians. Yes, it's an attack because they do attack us, they gaslight us. They make us feel like, we are the problem of the country when they are the ones who are leading it. Another story for another day. But the fact is, we need to be on their necks for them to actually question what they say, because it's the absolute audacity for you to bring out stereotypes and play that card. Absolutely not. And then they get shocked and surprised when we say that you are part of the problem. You are in support of the banditry and all the herdsmen killing that's going on. It's not a far-fetched notion if you're actually in the country. A comment here says, "Additional doesn't have integrity, otherwise he would have resigned by now." Another person says, "You are defending your financial source even though your conscience is holding you captive." Absolutely. Everyone is going in on him in the comment section. And someone says, in the past, what about the one that happened after the past? Femi defending the label that pays him. Of course. Are we surprised? No. Someone says, you forget that your numbers and you forget that your days are numbered in Aso Rock. You will leave there, you will come back home to your people, you will leave the killers of your people you are defending today. And I think that is the thing. When you are fighting for something good, for revolution, it hurts to see that people from your tribe or people, who you've trusted to be in certain positions are sellouts. Like, I think that's the most hurtful thing you can ever do. Like, you can evidently say that your people, you are getting benefits at the expense of your people's future, and you're still continuing to do that. It's the lack of conscience for me. And then, that's the thing, how to show how toxic this and how toxic Nigerian government is that They will literally deliberately be very evil, will not put things in place. These people travel around, they're exposed. They are professors, for crying out loud. They know what to do, but they deliberately make sure that the Nigerian citizens suffer, and then, Nigerians just keep going past every hurdle time and time and time again. But then they're being pushed to a place where they're like, you know what, we're not gonna have this. And of course, with all the toxic, the gaslighting, the manipulation that is placed but on the people by the government, when the people actually react from years and years of suppression, that's not going to be a lovely reaction, of course. And then it's then flipped on the people and saying, oh, look at their reactions. This shows the kind of citizens that we have. And then they control the narrative to make it seem like the Nigerian people are the problem. That is the problem right there. And of course, we have the vulnerable of the society, people who are living in this jungle, surviving to eat. And of course, the uneducated ones, who are hustling on the streets, because right now, as we speak, there's obviously hashtag Occupy Tollgate where they're gonna go protest, but then there's now hashtag Defend Lagos, and then this the sleekness behind it in terms of the actual how the agberos, as you say, who are going to be recruited to basically go and stop the protest that's actually going to happen. But it's not going to happen because Nigerians are very, very observant now. I mean, they've been observant, but right now they are very tactical in terms of, we know what is coming and we're going to be prepared and we're going to be strategic, and that's just what it is. But yes, it's an absolute toxic country. First of all, I think at this point every Nigerian person needs therapy, psychological evaluation. It's not an insult, it is coming from a place of care, because we have been manipulated and we have grown up in a very toxic environment where we are made to think less of ourselves. And that is why when we leave the country, we actually do better than when we're in the country, on a general standpoint. But yeah, I mean, it is actually surprising how with so much deliberate actions to actually put Nigeria down, Nigeria has one of the highest GDPs in Africa, and Nigerians are a special breed of people when it comes to resilience and hard work, because despite everything, we always overcome, and especially outside the country. I mean, it is the amount of skilled labor that we have to actually change things around is actually a lot. But yeah, with this man, and whoever he is does not deserve any respect, Femi, Adesina, whoever you are, but obviously doing his job, is being paid to, answering with mediocrity as always. But again, I feel like as Nigerians, we need to take it upon ourselves, use social media to advantage, and attack these people with their words that they say, so that when next they're coming out to talk to us, they will plan properly and not just give us BS and they just assume that we're gonna take it. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.